Hey, hi, what's up? Hello. We are reading a new chapter of Dr. Stone. By new, I mean 8 weeks old, but we're catching up. We're getting there. This is chapter 136. It's called Medusa versus Science. Excuse me. The great showdown between Ibarra and Senkyu is underway. Senkyu just hit him with the self-driving car. That's pretty satisfying. We know since you're a modern timer, but it's dangerous to play in traffic. This is quite satisfying. That the kind of pinnacle of all the scientific development over the course of the series, the all of the various tiny parts of Senkyu's kingdom of science, all the many things that had to be put together to enable him to do this, that it ends up just that he hits him with a car, like such a brute force, blunt attack, something so kind of like rudimentary in our civilization. You just get splattered. It's the Kingdom of Science versus the Petrification Kingdom. In a single combat between commanders, whoever nabs the Medusa wins. So Senkyu's got his hand on it. This looks pretty good. But Ibarra is a warrior. Lap. So Senkyu starts to give the command. And it's unclear what happens if you only give the radius, but not finish giving the time delay. It seems like it just won't activate, though, because otherwise it probably would have activated by the bottom of this page. But Senkyu gets stabbed. He gets stabbed, and the Medusa goes flying. This is not often that Senkyu actually gets physically attacked. And it's quite disturbing to see. Like you really realize the difference between him and like every other shonen protagonist who takes their licks on a regular basis. This is the first time I can think of Senkyu getting hurt since the showdown with Tsukasa. This old man is nothing if not cautious. Wary of your projectile weapon, dressed for the occasion. He's got these shells all over his body. It's cool too that like it's not that the Petrification Kingdom, the Island Kingdom, are just dunces. You know, like it's not that they are complete brute force, dressed naked or in tiny pelts with gigantic clubs. They've built weapons for themselves. They've built armor for themselves. They do have a sense of science in a very small extent that they experiment and they construct and they pass down techniques. But this is a whole nother level of science that they're going up against. But it's just a nice contrast, you know. Like it's more subtle. Single combat, you seek my good sorcerer. Face off between us at the top. You say to that. But he's long gone. He ran away immediately. He knows. He knows. Sometimes I think Senkyu's truest genius is in a magical meta-knowledge he has of the genre that he operates in. But as soon as he saw Ibarra start like flexing and being like, yeah, I was ready for that, he's like, all right, I have at least 4 panels before he realizes I'm gone. Okay. Knows that he can't escape once I toss this weapon. But I can't throw it in here or get tangled in the trees. He didn't flee because he's a coward, rather he lured me into this mess of branches. This is pretty neat. At first I thought Senkyu would have, it would be just a series of, well, that activated this trap card, that activated that trap card, which would have been cool and very in line with Senkyu's character. But it wouldn't have made so much sense in the context of, he only had a few seconds, right? Like all of this, the only prep time he had was between Orashi petrifying everything and Ibarra heading into the island to like kind of claim his reward, which isn't long at all. So it's more thinking on his feet that Senkyu has to come up with schemes in the moment, which I think is even cooler than just, haha, another trap card. So he throws these bottles at Ibarra. Ibarra effortlessly swats them away. They're full of some sort of acid. It's making a cowardly retreat. You're setting up a trap. Very well done. And here we can see into Senkyu's thoughts. I've got nothing left to use as a weapon. So the series is really telling us explicitly this isn't going to be a Surprise, I had a trap card underneath that other trap card type situation, but that he's actually desperate, that he's actually having to come up with something right here and now. I appreciate that. Little lines of dialogue like that put you in the right kind of headspace. Because as cool as there was a trap card into the trap card thing is, if you're like expecting it and predicting it, there's not very much tension left. You're just kind of like, all right, like, yeah, okay, he's scared. Haha, I believe you. And it ruins a lot of the impact. Whereas if you establish that Senkyu really is desperate, now we're like with him. Now we're also wondering, what the heck is he gonna be able to figure out in this dire circumstance? However, this old man has mastery over the island's topography. Ooh, that's a nice $5 word. And it's true, again, it's like they have situational knowledge. It's not that the island people are dumbasses. Ibara, in many ways, is just as smart as Senkyu. Well, no, that's going too far, but he's very smart. Actually, my trap, you lured me here. No, I've been driving you towards a more open space. Senkyu, literally at the edge. Okay, what's he gonna do? I feel like there might be enough clues for us already to come up with Senkyu's scheme. Like, in retrospect, when he threw the depetrification water up, it splashed down on him right as the petrification wave hit him. That was really cool. And I think I could have figured it out. If I'd thought about it enough, maybe I could have figured it out. And I think the series is really good for that, that it lets you take that next step if you're a very dedicated and nerdy reader. And it's so satisfying when you can call it. So what is he going to do here? I don't think it's going to be like a physical thing. I don't think he's just going to judo Ibara over the cliff. I do think it's going to somehow involve the Medusa and involve the petrification weapon, because that's such a central plot element. Plus, I still think they're going to put it out of commission. Like, that Senkyu and company won't have access to the petrification weapon in future arcs going forward. They're going to still be on the quest to discover the technology and stuff. So something where, I don't know. My sorcery weapon. The thing that pierced your I'm pretending the speaker is a gun. Pretty good, but he's getting desperate. Maybe Gen could have pulled that off. Somehow Gen could have said the right thing to make him think the speaker was a gun. I'm observing you. That device isn't capable of such things. With a projectile weapon, you would have already fired it. Not such a fool as to approach a sorcerer. This old man is nothing if not very cautious. Before we end this, allow me to ask your name. It's buying time to gauge the distance. 5 meters, 5 seconds. So, like if Senkyu rushes him, then the petrification weapon becomes this mutually assured destruction. But Ibara can always just toss it and then stab Senkyu. He has the overwhelming advantage in close-up fights. It's already activated. 5 meters, 5 seconds. It's buying time to gauge the distance. I'm so confused. Well, I'm not confused. I'm just curious. I'm so curious. I really want to see if I can make at least a good guess as to what Senkyu's final play will be. Maybe he just gets petrified and the bad guys win. No. Seems unlikely. Senkyu. Senkyu Ishigami. Is it that Ibara will recognize the name Ishigami and in the last second realize that Senkyu may have more to offer him? That Senkyu must have some sort of connection to the village, but I don't think Ibara or the island people really understand too much about the village. They're not like up on the recent news there, and I don't think they really know their heritage. Like the people of the village didn't really know the full story of what went on. They just had the 100 stories and like all those weird if you put a bee on a stone, it'll make a noise, and like strange sayings like that. So no, I don't think it's that it's his name, but the fact that Senkyu says his name anyways, even though he knows the real reason that he was being asked for it was just to kill time. I don't know. That's so. Well, hello and goodbye forever, my good Senkyu. It's a good shot, for sure. I like this contrast of their two faces. Ibara is such a crazy design. They really, like, I thought, you know, Tsukasa and Kyoga were, like, crazy over-the-top designs, but I'm happy to see that they're going to push further and further. Throws it up. That sound. This place is Wavebreak Cliff. Army of Invaders has appeared at Wavebreak Cliff. Oh! Ho! Okay. So there was kind of a trap card under the trap card. And I think it's interesting because it was something that Senkyu had like tried, but it doesn't seem like he knew for sure it would work. It was more just that he tried it and then kept running and assumed that maybe it didn't work. But it looks like he depetrified someone. It's that Rusui? That when he threw the bottles at Ibara, he wasn't just trying to hit Ibara. He was trying to hit one of the statues too. Yup. The next message you hear will be the go signal. Ooh. So that was the crackling. No. Well, because remember Ibara was like, what? I'm hearing something. I thought that was just Senkyu setting up the speaker for when he was going to try to like remote activate it. But maybe it was actually that Ibara was picking up on this other message that Senkyu gave. So meanwhile, while Senkyu was leading Ibara on this wild goose chase, the two remaining warriors, petrified, Senkyu Ishikami. Oh, the drone! The drone! It finally came in handy! I mean, the drone's, you know, it's pulled its weight in this arc, but the big climax where it was supposed to grab the petrification weapon, it did not actually end up grabbing the petrification weapon. Poor little drone. But now, the Senkyu Sora 3 is gonna save the day for real. And of course, he knew to depetrify the master controller, the pro gamer Ryusui. Gamers rise up. What manner of bird is that? Battle between us at the top. Here you go, literally. Because now we'll be grabbing the Medusa in midair. He gets to do the original plan after so long. The very first plan he came up with. We're going to grab it with a drone. In the end, it's what actually saves the day. The sum product of the kingdom of science and knowledge. The drone. See, this one feels much more like appropriate insofar as that it's like actually the... It's not getting hit with a car. It's not just driving a car into somebody, but it's using a complex set of controls to precisely manipulate extremely fast-spinning rotors such that this flying object can intercept the arc of a thrown object. Something real sophisticated instead of the beginning of the chapter splat. Okay, I'm really quite happy with that. I'm very satisfied that in the end it was the original plan. So I guess they're also depetrifying Mose and or Hyoga so that they can actually physically take care of Ibara. Because even though they have the petrification weapon, Ibara might just like try to get in the stabs real quick, which would be hard for Senkyu to deal with. Yeah, very exciting chapter. Looking forward to more. I hope you are too. So please join me tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, or some number around there, and we'll read all of the remaining chapters that are out for now. And by then there'll be new chapters too. Okay, that's all. Bye-bye.